Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. As you can clearly see by the title, I will be talking about how I got into gaming and why I enjoy it so much. I thought this will be a fun thing to do and maybe to help inspire others in some way, shape or form. Also, I apologize for not uploading. I have been experiencing a terrible burnout, but hopefully I will get back on schedule soon. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. I have been gaming as long as I remembered. I don't know the exact age I picked up a controller, but I feel like it has to lie between the ages of 7 to 8 years old. It possibly might be even younger than that. I remember playing on the V-Tech or V-Smile, whatever you want to call it, but I remember when I was a little kid playing on this thing. I usually played Leapfrog and some other game that I can't recall. I only played those two games on that system, if you even want to call it that. I don't remember if it was mine or one of my siblings at the time, but I played with this a lot. I want to say this is what got me into gaming in the first place, but the games I played were educational, so I'm not entirely too sure by that logic. But the one thing I can absolutely agree with, what got me into gaming in the first place was my brother. Yes, that's right, my brother introduced me and got me into gaming, and I will even say that my dad also got me into it as well, but it was by far, no doubt, mostly my brother. Growing up, my childhood wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best either. I was born with a condition that resulted in me physically looking different from the normal looking people in my school and also in my family alone. It was hard making friends at school. I was always quiet and shy around others. Also, giving my different appearance to the other children at my school and classroom made them all stare at me, which was very disturbing, nerve-wracking and traumatic for me, especially when I was little. I know that sounds a bit silly. I know you may say, you're really disturbed and traumatized with kids staring at you? That's kinda stupid. And it does sound stupid, but if you're like me and you look completely different from all the kids in your class, especially from the entire school, and you're also at an age where you can understand how your difference will cause people to stare and be curious, then I can say that it can be a disturbing time in my life. I also got bullied a lot and gotten called names for my condition. I learned how to laugh it off over the years, but it still hurt me inside deeply. I only learned how to put up a front, just to let people know that I wasn't a crybaby or sensitive at that matter. I wanted to people accept me. But that led me to nothing but shoving my emotions down, only for them to show up in a bad way later on in my life. I had to learn my differences the hard way. I did make friends and memorable memories with them and also my family. But that doesn't take away the fact that I was still battling with the difference of mine, dealing with the kids and sometimes adults that stared at me, not just in school, but outside of the school as well. Until this very day, I still have that happening on the regularly whenever I go out. I didn't know how to handle my difference. Nobody really taught me how to handle it properly. Nobody really sat me down and had a heart-to-heart conversation about my condition. But thankfully I am doing that now. But I wished it was done sooner in my lifetime, before I started acting out. But I can say one positive thing. If my brother wasn't there for me at that time, where I didn't know who I was, why I look the way I look, or even why I exist on this earth, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. I always loved to watch my brother play his games after or even before school, and especially on the weekends, I was even more excited when he wanted me to play with him. I didn't show it at the time, but I truly felt like I was important to someone for once. I felt he wasn't doing it because he felt bad or pity for me. I felt that he truly enjoyed playing with me simply because he loves me, and nothing more complicated at that. And also the fact that he rather play with me from anyone else. He always choose me to play with him or simply watch him, or even just to watch our favorite TV shows together. My brother made me fall in love with gaming in the first place. In the time I needed someone the most, he was always there for me, just simply spending time and hanging out with me, to playing games when I was little and even now. It makes me love and respect my brother even more. I didn't play a lot of violent games growing up because I was simply not allowed to, but I did still get to experience a good amount of games, such as Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, a handful of Mario games and Sonic games including Shadow the Hedgehog, which was a Valiant-ish game, but we won't talk about that. Some Star Fox games like Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube where you needed a save drive to save your game, and if you don't have one, all of your progress will be deleted no matter how far you have gotten. And again, all of your progress deleted. Anyways, I also played a Scooby game on the PS2, which I can't recall the full title. along with some Star Wars games, especially Lego Star Wars, can't forget that. Ratchet and Clank, Animal Crossing, and some other childlike friendly games, and much more. Overall, I believe I had a massively good childhood with these games when I was a kid. Then my dad introduced me into Uncharted, which is probably and arguably the first quote, violent game I played being younger. And then GTA 5 came out and my brother got the game and well, of course, he let me play it. And I was 10 to 11 years old when GTA 5 came out, so I was still really young. I'm not sure what age I started to play it, but I have a guess it was around 11 or 12 years old. So still pretty young. I love gaming because it makes me embrace my differences, physically and internally. I am from the world. It gives me a break from all of the stress and worries and doubts I have about myself. The online mode makes me more open about being around people and working together with them, which I struggle with since I'm more of a do-it-myself person for past event reasons, but I feel like playing with others, surrounding myself with other people that I'm not familiar with, strengthens me in a way. I find that gaming for me is not just a distraction and entertainment, but it is something where I can truly accept myself the way that I am from the world, despite my condition that I have. I am able to see past that in a way that I think now, my difference is what makes me my best self. Without me looking the way I am, my personality won't be as bright or as noticeable as the next normal looking person, if you will. I truly feel that God has a purpose for me in this life. I'm still not sure exactly what it is, but I know that it will be beneficial for me. I feel like gaming gave me a sense of hope about who I truly was back then. It gave me something to express my difference in. And I truly hold video games close to my heart, and I couldn't have the opportunity I do today if it wasn't for my brother. I hope this made sense to you all and understand my explanation. If you have any similar experience with video games in your childhood or life in general, please feel free to share in the comments. Or if you want to just simply tell why they make you happy, or you have a similar experience with something else you enjoy, please feel free to share them in the comments down below. I enjoy reading you guys' comments. I hoped you enjoyed, and thank you for sticking until the end. I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.